The tale as old as time, the empath and the narcissist. Who are they and why are they so drawn to each other? In a previous video, I talked about what an empath is from a spiritual perspective. I feel that empaths are both born that way and conditioned into being an empath. And the narcissist is the same way. I feel that at the base level, they're actually very similar. At the base level, the empath and the narcissist were born astrologically very sensitive to energy, meaning that the sun, the moon, the stars, all of the things were aligned in a certain way in order for them to be very sensitive to energy. What happens during the human experience is that we go through traumas and wounds and conditionings and programmings. And typically for narcissists and empaths, it's major traumas that then make us extra sensitive to energy if we're already predisposed to that. So what happens with an empath is that the empath leans into every energy that they encounter because they're trying to protect themselves. The empath is listening to the tone of somebody's voice. They're constantly changing the way that they're showing up in order to appease other people. They're walking into spaces and noticing all the energy of the room to keep themselves safe. And they're listening to other conversations and just constantly trying to feel into what's going on around them in order to feel safe inside. The narcissist is conditioned to be the complete opposite. The narcissist walks into spaces and completely tries to block out any sort of energetic experience with anything else. If they can't control it, they don't want it. And so rather than leaning into it and trying to understand it and control it from that place, they avoid it at all costs. And as soon as it feels overwhelming, they're out and they're reacting to push away the energy. So the core wound, I believe, is the same. And that's why they're magnets for each other. They're operating at a very similar frequency energetically. It's just manifesting in two different ways. I personally, through experiences with narcissists in my physical life, as well as being a psychic medium and connecting to narcissists in heaven, as crazy as that might sound to some of you, I really don't believe that narcissists' souls are dark. They are inherent light beings that come here and are conditioned to behave in this way in order to protect themselves. And so I do feel that empaths and narcissists do have the capacity to heal. Unfortunately, because the narcissist is so resistant to any energy or anything like that, it's very hard for them to see the mirror. Whereas the empath is going to lean into what can I do, because they want to fix themselves, because that's a way to make them feel safe too. So even the process of healing is really difficult for a narcissist compared to an empath, just because of the way their energy is being processed and the conditioning that they've been through. I think with the rise of social media and just the internet in general, the perspective of narcissists and the ability for a narcissist to heal is actually improving drastically. And I think we'll see a big change in this in the next 10 to 15 years, because they can't hide anymore. Up until the age of the internet, the narcissist could leave their family for a few days and come back, or just, retreat or retract when things got hard or they had an outburst. And there was no mirror for them at all. And now there is the mirror. There's the criteria checklist of if you exhibit these symptoms, you're a narcissist, right? Or there's videos online of you see somebody having an outburst in like a narcissist, and then you show that to the narcissist and you're like, this is you. Like there's less ways for them to hide or to retract. And I feel that it's going to be conditioned out of our society. Like the kids growing up just won't have that ability to be conditioned in that way. It may start to form into something else, but it is going to shift and hopefully will heal. And the mirrors that the internet can actually be super useful for our evolution of the way that we process energy and the way that we emotionally respond in this crazy world that we live in. So I have hope. I hope you do too. If you're an empath or a narcissist, get into the root cause of where you started to process energy in this way, where you started to become so resistant, where you started to lean into needing to know everything, and heal those parts of you and come into a greater sense of self-worth and self-confidence and a peace and understanding that there is a divine plan for you to surrender to and align to, an energy that is always supporting you outside of this physical world.